Well, good morning, good day, and good evening to wherever you may be on this Merry Christmas that we've got going on. This is going to be a special episode, which will be quite a lengthy one. Hopefully we'll go ahead and grow out the cornfields, and I also need to work on this field, but because the corn will take quite a while to work, because we only have one harvester that can actually work it, I'll just probably wait up on this field and won't do anything. Also, in this episode, I will be talking a little bit about gun law. So if you don't want to hear me talk about that, then unfortunately this won't be the episode for you. So it's a bit like Catch-22 for the guys that want to watch a really long episode of Farming Simulator, but don't really want to listen to my thoughts on gun laws in Australia and America. You might learn something, hopefully you do, and hopefully you'll see something through an Australian's eyes. Because in Australia, I'll go into it a little bit later on, but right now, what we're trying to do is, you might see that we've cracked $1 million, which is very good. I probably just need to go over and wait. He's still missing a bit. He's going to come back around, isn't he? And we're also going to be playing at nighttime. It's been so long since we've played at nighttime, so thankfully we'll be playing at nighttime. Even though I'm not a major fan, we've missed it quite a bit. In the meantime, you might have noticed I've got $1 million. That is because I've sold all of my crops. It was damn beautiful seeing my canola crop just grow and grow and grow. I'm not going to be able to cultivate just yet because we've got tractors in the way, and I'll just leave them there. And of course, I don't want to cut the corn crop into corn kernels. I just want it to turn into silage so I can go ahead and sell it off over there. Can we actually find the biogas plants here? There it is. There are the little domes. Alright, but right now, I want to get you. Okay, we must have left this little spots here. And I'm going to go ahead and start sowing over in that field where we've got potatoes going on right now. Oh yes, and I do have a little bit of potatoes left over. Oh no, they're sugar beets, sorry. They're sugar beets? Didn't I sell my sugar beets? I don't know. Let's check. Alright, I mustn't have sold my sugar beets. But I did sell my potatoes. Okay, well we've still got a bit of potatoes left over. Maybe we could sell both of them depending on how everything is selling. I also want to go ahead and try to get the Courseplay mod working properly. Well, it does work properly, I just need to learn how to use it a bit better. Thankfully we've got potatoes selected, so we'll be growing potatoes. Unlike that one time where I wanted to grow, not potatoes, but corn. I get potatoes from. But like I wanted to grow corn, but instead I was growing something else. So let's get our other tractors ready. So they can be at the ready to fill themselves up. Over there you go, okay. This is going to be his last little run. So let's go up with you. So anyway, you might know that Australian gun law is a lot stricter, and it's not, or gun ownership is not protected or guaranteed by our constitution or by any laws. So pretty much the government can take away guns whenever they damn well please in Australia if there was a law that was passed through the government, through both houses of government, which is both the lower house and the Senate. Many of you guys think that we are a Westminster system that just copies Great Britain, but we're a little bit different. We copied America as well. We took, I think, in my opinion, the best parts, why are we going so fast? The best parts of both the English and American governments. Although I don't really like the way our cabinet system works, because our cabinet system works with only our elected members of parliament being able to be a member of cabinet. Where in America you can select, the president can select anyone to be members of his cabinet, which is better because you can get anyone in the wider community that actually knows what they are talking about. Unlike in Australia, some of our cabinet members, like there's this the guy for Stephen Conroy, he's the broadband minister and communications minister. He's got pretty much no idea what he's on about. Sometimes it's pretty embarrassing to listen to him speak about internet, and just because we are rolling out the national broadband network in Australia here, which is a really big scheme to have much faster fiber internet. At the moment we are using copper internet. But yeah, that's a brief overview of our internet, but and our government system. But yeah, our government can take away guns whenever they please, and they did so in 1996. We had a Prime Minister under the name of John Howard, who at the time, it was his first year as Prime Minister, and I was only about 4 years old back then, so I really don't know much about, well, from memory. Like, of course you can read books and study up on it, but at the time it was the largest mass killing in Australia. I think the final death toll was 36 people in Hobart, or in Port Arthur, sorry, which was a convict site for, well, for Englishmen, because Australia started off as a convict colony, where England started to put away all of their bad people, and we're all pretty much prisoners here in Australia, if you're from English descent. But yeah, that was a pretty big tourist destination, and there was a crazy guy that went on a killing rampage with an assault rifle, or maybe a semi-automatic, I'm not exactly sure. But he went killing people, and he killed 36 people. And this guy, the Prime Minister at the time, should I go ahead and sell this? I should, because this is going to go for quite a long time, this episode, so might as well sell the stuff. The Prime Minister at the time, it was a Conservative Member of Parliament, so usually on the Conservative side of politics, people really defend personal liberties, especially when it comes to gun rights and ownership. So it took a lot of balls from him to stand up to his own party, and a lot of his constituents and supporters stood up to him and said, we want to ban all semi-automatic and automatic guns, and we'll buy them back from you. I'm not exactly sure how the pricing model and all that works, but he pretty much bought back all the weapons, and they sawed them in half, and they're all in the tip now, pretty much rotting away slowly but surely. And yeah, so we pretty much banned our guns like that, and since then we've had no mass killings, which is of course a good thing. The reason I'm talking about this now is because of, especially in the last 2 weeks, it is probably now, there's been two pretty big mass killings in America. One with, I think it was 26 people in Connecticut. Of course, I think the whole world's heard about that, so the tragedy that's unfolded there with, I think it was 20 school children and 6 teachers and adults there. Of course, it's a big tragedy, but as an Australian, and particularly just me in general, I pretty much rolled my eyes, and it's like, oh, not again, which is pretty much the way I reacted to it, because I'm not a major fan of American gun laws, and I completely disagree with them. And yeah, well, so you guys really love your gun laws, especially because you believe in the Second Amendment, which is a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, it doesn't say firearms there, it just says arms. So when I come to think of arms, I just think of all weapons like rocket launchers and even missiles, UAVs, you name it, just any type of weapon. So, of course, there's millions of ways of interpreting the law. Every single comma matters. Like, I'm not sure if many of you guys know, but the actual laws passed by the states, the Second Amendment, because I'm not exactly sure how it works, but the states also had to pass the Second Amendment laws or whatever. But there's a bit of a difference in grammar, at least in the amendment that Congress passed and the amendment that the states passed and that Thomas Jefferson signed off on. Or I'm not exactly sure how it works. I'm sure many of you guys will know a lot more about it than me. But pretty much the reason that, from my perspective at least, is the Second Amendment exists is because of the British government. The American people were quite sick and tired of it. I think many of you guys think that the sole reason is because the British government was taxing the American people so much. I tend to think of it's a little bit differently. I'm not sure why I'm even selling this at the port. Okay, I guess it's good to sell stuff at different places. But as I was saying, I don't really think it's because the British were taxing so much. I think it's also because of slavery. The British government weren't really for slavery. They were trying to abolish it. Whereas in America, you guys really seem to like it, and you guys didn't really seem to think of Negroes. Yes, I said Negroes. That's not a racist term. That's a real... what escapes me? Oh, it's a real term in regards to genetic hereditary variations of human races. So yes, it isn't really that racist. I guess maybe nigger is racist because there's a certain history connected to it, but Negroes really isn't. And of course, there are different variations to humans. Of course, skin color is one of the major ones, but I'm not sure if many of you guys know, but usually people that come from Northern Europe have much lower calf insertions, so they might have much longer calves, and this is pretty much just to preserve warmth, whereas Negroes, people of African descent, just people pretty much of African descent, have much higher calf implants, which is good for running. That's pretty much the main reason why you see pretty much all black people that are extremely good at sprinting. In the, I think, 100-meter final Olympic race, I don't think there was one white guy there to be seen. Which pretty much explains why that is. It's the calf and just the elasticity and your muscle types make a lot of difference. And of course, Negroes are a lot genetically superior, shall we say, especially when it comes to running. That's just the fact. That's not me being an asshole or anything. That's just pure fact. Anyway, back to gun laws. So yeah, I don't really understand completely why you guys defend gun laws so much from the Second Amendment. I guess the Second Amendment is also there to protect yourselves against your tyrannical government, and also for protection of your own liberties and just for your own security. When it comes to your own liberties, I don't think America is really one of the freest nations anymore, especially with a couple of the laws that have been passed, such as, in terms of your liberties, when it comes to things like the NDAA, which President Barack Obama said he wouldn't sign on to, but of course he ended up doing it. That it was, of course, because a lot of politics was involved, but at the end of the day he signed off on it. Okay, before we talk on even more, this is going to be a long episode, so I can talk for a long time. It's time to go ahead and start cultivating. And I'll have to move that other tractor. Okay. So yeah, and when it comes to your own liberties, there's things like drugs, which are completely banned, well, most recreational drugs, and especially what really annoys me is when performance-enhancing drugs like steroids and human growth hormone, etc. are made illegal for whatever reason. Some people say for your safety, whatever. If it's for your safety, it's not really, like, it's pretty much getting rid of your liberty, because you should be able to choose what you want to take. Every man should be able to choose his own poison. But for whatever reason, in America, drugs are pretty much banned. I personally see the health aspect to recreational drugs, but when it comes to things like steroids and performance-enhancing drugs, they should not be made illegal at all. But it's extremely unfortunate that they are, and there's just so much misinformation when it comes to drugs like that. But alas, that's a whole nother video. So yeah, I don't really see America as a nation filled with liberty and freedom for its people when it comes to things like the Patriot Act as well, where pretty much many government agencies can snoop on you, primarily the NSA, and of course there's been a lot of whistleblowers in the NSA. I'm sure you guys can might have heard about all that, people being able to or government agencies being able to read all your emails, etc. Which I find quite worrying and disgusting, and very similar things have been introduced in Australia, which is also quite worrying. But we haven't gone as crazy, I would say, just yet. But the current government is definitely trying to implement some crazy stuff themselves, which is another video in itself. Anyway, back to gun law. So yeah, we pretty much banned guns in 1996. They were available for anyone to go and buy. Previously, before that, I think I'll go ahead and... what should I do with this field? I think I'll just sow it and then I'll speed up time. But, you know what? I'll just speed up time now. Is everything fertilized though? That is a good question. Let's check back on this field. Yep. Yeah, they're both fertilized. I would have made sure I've done that. So it's time to get our crone out. And I'll just move this guy out of the way. Whereas you guys seem to absolutely love your guns. For whatever reason, it's obviously a very big cultural difference. Why can I not put the arm back in? What if I hire, work, and non-hiring? No? This is interesting. How do you put the arm back in? And fold it back up? I'm pressing O. No, that ain't working. Alright, well, I'll just leave him there. Yeah, and it's time to speed up. Okay, and go to our crone and just prepare ourselves and also prepare another vehicle. So yeah, I don't think that the primary reasons that many of you would say guns are necessary are really that's necessary, because look at how strong the American military is compared to your little assault rifles, your AR-15s or your AK or your Kalashnikovs. I'd personally say that a nuclear bomb has a lot more power than them. Just saying. That's if you guys really believe that your American government would be that much against the people, then I'd assume that it'd have no problem nuking its own people at the same time as well. If you guys really believe that. I refuse to really alter those fantasies, especially in a Western democracy like America. Or whatever Western democracy, I guess, in the primarily between Canada, America, Great Britain, New Zealand, and Australia. We're one of the well, pretty much all the safest democracies that mankind has ever known. No matter what, who is in power or whatever. So yeah, I don't really think the Second Amendment is really as applicable as it was back then. I'm sure I'll get a lot of flack for that, but that's personally just the way I feel. And then when it comes to statistics, of course, 26 people died in... Let's go drive... what should I do? Yeah, let's go drive to the inn this time. I'm just going to make sure we don't play too fast and we lose all our crop. Can I see you growing out from here? No, it's still not growing out, I don't think. Time to turn our lights on. Let's drive first person though. It's got an eerie blue light. Yeah, 26 people died, and the way I see it, because the murderer, whatever his name is, Ryan, I don't know, he had some weird name. But obviously, crazy's gonna crazy, and there's always going to be crazy people. In Australia, there's gonna be crazy people. In America, wherever you are in the world, there's gonna be crazy people. But the problem that I have with America and the way you guys are dealing with this now is pretty much because of the fact that he used an assault weapon or a semi-automatic weapon, whatever you want to call it. I'm no real gun expert myself. And he used a semi-automatic weapon to kill people. Now, if semi-automatic guns were made illegal, I would have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he would have killed a lot less people. And that's just pretty much the truth to the way I think. Some of you guys say that, well, a lot of, I think the main rhetoric in America is that People could kill people, not guns. Guns don't kill people, but people kill people. And of course that's true. But guns make it a lot more efficient and easy to kill people. You can't deny that, especially when it comes to semi-automatic weapons. If you have a cartridge of, say, 40 bullets, and it's semi-automatic, you can just spray people in a crowd or whatever, and you could probably kill at least 35 people extremely easily. Whereas if you had a pistol, it'd be a lot harder to kill such a large amount of people. There'd most definitely be someone there to stop you, and there'd be a lot of people that'd be able to rush you and stop you, chances most probably. As we saw in the Connecticut, there were a lot of teachers that were heroes, especially the principal. She tried to rush the murderer, but unfortunately she failed. I'm just trying to collect my thoughts, what else I should add on to this. Because this is just my train of thought. This is what I think, and of course, in Australia, I'd say we're doing something right, especially if you look at the statistics, whereas the rate of homicide using firearms, no, sorry, this isn't using firearms, this is just the rate of homicides per 100,000 people in the year 2000. So this is, well, a common train of thought in Americans is that, well, firstly, I should say that not all guns are banned in Australia. It's just pretty much semi-automatic guns, and well, firstly, it's extremely hard to get any gun, but you can have hunting rifles, that's completely cool. Now they're introducing legislation in my state of New South Wales to be able to hunt in national parks, which is pretty much where lots of people go out on weekends or whatever and like to go bushwalking, which I'm not really in favour of because it is a bit dangerous, especially near the city. If you look at the way Sydney is built from up above, like on Google Earth, there's lots of national forests and national parks there for the people to go out and enjoy, and it's probably not the smartest thing for people with guns to be roaming out there. But still, you're able to have guns if you want to shoot, if you live out in the outback, if you're a farmer and you want to shoot pests, that is completely a-okay and illegal, but of course you don't need an assault rifle for that, and that makes a lot of sense. And if you use like a bolt action rifle, of course you're going to kill a lot less people than you would with an assault rifle. And that is why I personally support people. Wait, how does this work? Oh, we should be able to drive with this, shouldn't we? We should, with the crone. I'll set it up to work and then we should drive behind it. Yeah, that's pretty much why assault rifles should be banned. And now let's go into the statistics where the rate of homicide in America, this is just all up without firearms, this is just all homicides. In Australia, per 100,000 people, so of course America's got a shit ton more people than Australia. So of course your homicide, just outright numbers are going to be a lot higher. But per 100,000, that obviously equates, that evens it out, or makes it even, whatever. Struggling to find the words. But the rate in Australia is, per 100,000 people, is 1.57 deaths per 100,000 people. Where in America is 4.55. This is in the year 2000, so 4 years after the gun ban. But that is a ridiculous difference, if you ask me. That's just like a cultural difference that's extremely large. Now I've set this guy up onto being hired, and now what I should do is go harvesting cruise control. There you go, this works. This looks quite promising. Hopefully this will work quite well. I have to go to that field, but we've got an hour and a half. I'll try to do this for 2 hours, but I have to render this out overnight. It'll take a long, I don't even want to think how long it will take to render out. I should probably turn off, there we go. Actually, no, I won't turn it, oh yeah, I should. There we go. Because it keeps on flashing because the crone actually doesn't have a little hole for it to accept its own stuff. But yeah, there's clearly a very big cultural difference in terms of how people, I guess, resolve their disputes. In America, you guys are a lot more likely to kill other people or whatever you do, which I don't really like. I don't like people dying. I don't think any sane person likes people dying. So it's a lot higher. It's almost exactly 3 people more per 100,000 people. 3 more people per 100,000 die in America due to whatever in America, which is just crazy. Obviously, it's a lot higher. It's pretty amazing. And then when we look at why did you stop? Did I get in your way? I'm not sure. But then if you look at the homicide rate with firearms in America and Australia, it's only 20% in Australia, whereas in America it's 65%. So most of your homicides are committed using guns. So if you look at just basic statistics, clearly a lot less people die in Australia per 100,000 people. So you can't say, whatever, America's got more people, so your point is invalid. No, my point is completely valid. But a lot less people die in Australia than they do in America, and the way you guys kill people is using guns, very obviously. Ah, God, we gotta drive. Okay. It's gonna make it so difficult with this trailer train. But I think that's something that's really missing out in American politics right now, especially. It's just pure fact. I guess there's a lot of, it's a very poisonous argument, this, or discussion, that many of you guys are having. You believe that your God-given rights are being taken away from you. Why do you drive so slowly? There we go. Yeah, you believe that your God-given rights are being taken away from you, and you feel that it's extremely worrying. Whatever. I guess it is a really big change for you guys. Better watch out so I don't creep up on your space. Okay, let's try to drive like this. But yeah, and of course in Australia we do have guns. Some people have handguns. There's a lot less, well, a lot more administrative stuff that you've got to go through in Australia. You've got to go through, sign 1,000,001 pieces of paper, and you're gonna have 1,000,001 background checks. Where in America, that's not really the case. Of course, you've got to do background checks, but it is nowhere near as strict. But the point I was trying to make about, say, nuclear weapons, etc., like people owning them, I don't see why you guys are not defending that, but only firearms. Why is it that people are only allowed? Okay. Why is it that people are only allowed to use guns, not rocket launchers or whatever? Something that's a lot stronger and has a lot more devastating potential. I don't see anyone really defending that, no matter how much of a redneck one might seem to be or whatever. Yeah, those are just some of my thoughts. Probably add more on as we go along in the video, but that's pretty much my half-an-hour rant. So that would have lasted a whole episode. But of course, this is a Christmas special. And hopefully we'll be making quite a bit of money with biogas. Supposedly it's like $1 million if you fill it up 100%. And then of course you got to put the tarpaulin type cover over the top. It's quite confusing. But anyway, this little small side of the field is almost over. Are we filling it up? Yeah, we are filling it up. Okay. Okay, so I guess I've got to go down like this way. And hopefully the crane keeps on moving. There he goes. Now this should work properly. But yeah, I'm not trying to be an asshole to you guys or anything. It's just that I, of course, have my own different views to a lot of you. And it completely confuses me as well as a lot of my other countrymen and women as to why America has such an obsession with gun law, because to be honest, I really don't see the benefit of it. Apart from, truthfully, I think a lot of you guys deep down might not truly believe that it'll defend you against your government, but it's just because you plainly like to use your guns. You like to shoot, you like to whatever, hunt, which I completely see why you guys might like that. But when it comes to those really powerful, high magazine, high caliber type guns, supposedly your AR-15 isn't really that powerful. I was watching a bit of PKA, which really probably isn't the best show for intellectual stimulation, especially with Rings of Redemption. But they were pretty much saying how any gun ban would be pretty idiotic because the AR-15 is not a powerful gun. It doesn't have much stopping power behind it. But I just think that's pretty dumb. Pretty much any gun and a bullet to your head will pretty much kill a person. And 9 times out of 10, it will kill a person. And it has nothing to do, the way I see it, with stopping power. You can have the most powerful pistol, and I will support your right to have that powerful pistol. Oh, this is not going to end up good. He's going to be cutting stuff I don't want him to do. But yeah, you can have the most powerful pistol in the world, and I do not care. What I will care about, however, is if you use even a really weak semi-automatic gun. Because with that, you can kill a lot of people. It's a lot more efficient to kill people. Whereas with a high-powered gun, of course, if someone crazy gets their hands on it, they're going to go killing people. Nobody can stop that. That's the price we pay for the freedoms that we want and the liberties that we will allow in our own countries. As Thomas Jefferson, I think, so eloquently said, the price for liberty and freedom is no. What was it? Oh god, this is embarrassing. The price for liberty and freedom is eternal vigilance. Or something along those lines. I think he had security in that phrase as well. But the point remains. At least the point that I was trying to make. Did we even sow the rest of that field? Can't see no vehicle. So it must have done a lot. But yeah, the problem I have is just the efficiency that that semi-automatic guns give you at killing people. And of course, I think some of you, a lot of you say that, look, people can create bombs, etc. Look, in today's day and world, most bombs are created using things like fertilizer. And when it comes to, if we look at Boris Breivik, if you're buying a shit ton of fertilizer, believe me, you are most definitely going to be on some security watch list, whether you like it or not. Not really sure on all the compounds when it comes to fertilizer, but if you buy a fuckload of it, there's no doubt that you're going to be on some security watch list. Now please realize that my trailers are here. This is a problem. It ain't gonna work, is it? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my rant about guns over. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully it might have opened your mind up. Hopefully you're not as closed-minded as before, but I doubt I would have changed many people's minds. It's just that I'd really recommend people to actually listen and learn what the realities of the matters are, not just to some talking head on TV. Because I've been hearing a lot of crap by American media that in Australia, when the gun ban happened, we have now crime that's 60% more, is 60% higher than it is when we had guns. Which I will admit, of course, our crime rates did increase after the guns got taken. I think it was for only the first year that it increased, and then it's decreased ever since, and now it's a lot lower now than it was when we had guns in 1996. And guns were very readily available. So yes, crime did rise up. That is a good point, but I think some of the American media is exaggerating the fact that we still have, we're some criminal scum here in Australia, still fighting against baddies or what have you when it comes to guns. Now, I think I'm going to have to stop this, aren't I? I'll actually drive up over here. There we go. Now, there is a little bit of a ledge here, so this will be troublesome. That's how it works out. Okay. Now, this could be a bit of a problem. We could be stuck. And I think I'm well and truly stuck here. But I'll quickly go in the cone. And I'll set him on the straight and narrow. Unhire the worker. And I think I'll just skip this area for the time being at least. And we'll just go over here. And I've completely lost what I was going to say. But that's okay, because I've pretty much said everything I've wanted to say on the matter. Now let's hire the worker. Okay. I'm going to have to do this manually. It's not too dark. The sun's coming out over here. It's a weird type of orange colour. Tell me if you guys want to see anything. I don't think many of you enjoyed the different maps. And so I've been reading some comments. Some of you guys think I've destroyed the Let's Play because I'm using too many mods and I've changed maps a couple of times, which I agree with for the most part. I don't think the different maps were probably the best idea. I did want to freshen things up, but none of the maps were really breathtaking. I think that was a bit of a problem. Oh, don't tell me we're going to have to come around again. I'm going to have to come around again. And actually, what I'll do is I'll drop this off. We'll see how it works. Now, I'm going to be a little ballsy. And this could end up tragically and pretty much screw over the whole episode. But YOLO. Let's try do this. Let's try driving off the cliff, but in a rather sane manner, if that makes any sense. We gotta make sure we don't go down really steep bits. Where's... Okay, I think down here is pretty much the safest option we've got. Yep, that's working quite well. This is going to be a bit of a worry though. Try to take it on the side. There we go. We got it. There we go. Oh, good. All about traffic jams, and some of these guys don't even know how to drive properly. Okay, so clearly we've got a bit of silage here, but I don't think it was much at all. I'm kind of worried at how long this video will take to render out. Now, thankfully, I'll do it on overnight. I've got a couple of videos. I've got SimCity. Hopefully, you are enjoying that if you are watching it. Okay, so the fill level is only 5%, so that's a lot of stuff that we've got. See how much one trailer does this. Probably 5%, no. Only about 3% to one trailer. Gonna have a bit of a trouble. I probably don't need to do this all in this one section though, do I? Probably doesn't work like that. So before we get stuck, no, it seems like it can only be in that section. I'm not sure what's happening. Can we not like drive off into another area? There we go. That works. Alright, so that's everything. Now we're going to have to make it the long way back. So what's that? We're going to have to do this probably 6 times. That is a lot of times. And maybe to fill up just the biogas plant, you have all these 4 little sections. Maybe each section... No. Okay. They're different sections. Sorry. Forget I said anything. what I was thinking of maybe is you don't have to just compact everything over into one little section. I guess you do. Farming world problems here, folks. So hopefully we get some good discussion in the comment section. I doubt it, but you never know. There's always some good comments. I guess a lot of you guys are a lot younger that watch this, which is quite surprising to me. Wouldn't really think there'd be too many children or younger kids interested in simulation games, but I'm happy that there's a lot of you guys that are. It's just not something that I'd really think a lot of people would be interested in. Oh god, that could have screwed us over hardcore. It might still do that. I remember playing a lot of flight sim when I was younger, and I could not... Oh, there we go. It did screw us over. I'm going to have to unattach some stuff, or maybe try to... No. Are we able to move out? Oh, yes, we are. No. Oh, you stop. There we go. Yeah, I remember hating, absolutely hating having to drive or fly through the clouds. This would have been like Flight Simulator 95 or 98 or something. Yeah, those games really scare me. I'd love to boot that back up. See if it even works. It should. Maybe I wouldn't be able to record with fraps, but I am of course looking at the Ava Media live capture. I've heard some negative things about it in terms of in comparison to, say, DX Story with video quality and how well it records, and supposedly there's a bit of screen tearing, but they do seem, Ava Media do seem to continually be upgrading the software for it. I think now they've upgraded from, I think it could only record at 15,000 megabits a second, and now it's at 20,000. So it's good to see that they are improving it. Let's try to do this seriously. There we go. Go cruise control speed, and let's keep it at that speed. And of course, my brother has to be an arsehole. I do want to record with him, and he's just being an arsehole. He's playing his music loudly now, so hopefully you guys can't hear. But one day he wants to play, one day he's like, we'll leave it until another day. He's a bastard. I'm almost getting more subscribers than him per day now, which is, I find quite funny. His channel's been dying a slow death though lately. We're only about halfway through the episode as well. Yeah, I think Minecraft has pretty much taken its reached its peak, and now it's slowly dying off. He says that his channel might make a bit of a revival when it comes to the mod API, I think it's called. So modders will have a lot more power with their mods, but personally, I just think it doesn't make the best content, especially when it comes to Minecraft mods. How many mods can there be? I'm surprised like his channel grew as much as it did, because I remember if you go back to his channel, if you don't know who my brother is, he's iPod Mail. He's got like 230,000 subscribers or something ridiculous like that. But what was I going to say? I remember we started off pretty much in the same month, and he had about 60 subscribers when I started off. I started off after high school. I was waiting for my results to come in. We have this thing called the HSC, High School Certificate. They call it different things in different states. So like in Australia we have states, like legitimate states, not counties or anything. It's another thing that we've copied pretty much off America, because we're a really big nation as well. We're quite a unique, weird nation though. We're actually really weird when it comes to things like local and state government. But of course, that's another video. I'm glad you guys seem to like these little topic videos. Hopefully you learn, especially when it comes to a bit of YouTube inside knowledge. There's just so much crap that goes on in YouTube inside the YouTube world that a lot of people don't really seem to understand it. Like when I said that PewDiePie makes about, are you gonna make up your mind which trailer you're gonna go for? Yeah, when I said that PewDiePie makes about $300,000 a month, a lot of you guys didn't believe me, but believe me, I said it correctly, $300,000 a month. Talking about PewDiePie, as I was saying back in the Machinima pay cut video, and the contracts and stuff, PewDiePie would have most definitely been on one of the better contracts where I'm not going to say exactly what the contract was, but they would have been definitely losing money on him. And so now what Machinima is doing is obviously going to the channels that they gave different contracts to, or better contracts to. I should slow down, shouldn't I? Probably reverse a bit. There we go. Fantastic. And yeah, Machinima would have been losing a lot of money on him, so they probably came up to him and said, hey, we're going to cut your contract. And he said, no, F you. And now he's joined Maker Studios. If anyone's really interested in that. And Maker pretty much primarily offers a revenue share contract, which means, well, with Machinima you get constant, well, pretty much their main contract, at least in the earlier years. I think now it's changed to rev share as well for most like smaller channel contracts, is they do rev share now. But Machinima started off doing things like constant CPM, so it was pretty good because it is, especially if you're still on it. But what you could do is you knew how much you were getting paid per 1,000 views, and all you had to do is just multiply the amount of monetized views you had, and then you knew how much money you'd be making. With rev share, it's not as simple as that, because the company puts ads on your videos and then you make a certain percentage of the profit. Usually it's like 60-40, 70-30% or something like that, and you make the larger portions of that. So if it'd be a 70-30 contract, you should be making about 70% of that money, of the revenue. Yeah, many different networks operate to different structures, as you'd expect. But when it comes to YouTube networks, pretty much all of them are losing money. The only way they're making any money is through venture capitalists that see that this is the future of pretty much entertainment, and they're investing a shitload of money into it. Like, just alone, Google invested $35 million into Machinima, and I think Warner Brothers invested $35 million into Maker Studios. It's ridiculous amounts of money, but they're also losing a fair chunk of money as well, these companies. And one day, hopefully, well, hopefully for them, these venture capitalists will be making a little bit of money. We'll see a profit on their expenses one day. That remains to be seen. Now, what's happening? Should I keep going? Have I crossed your turf too much? I think I've crossed your turf. There we go. That's working. Not very Christmassy, this video, is it? Pretty much talking about sad stuff. We've still got that last trailer to... There we go, to fill up. Then we'll have to go back up there again. Probably not going to be the most exciting episode. I'm surprised at how many of you still enjoy it, though. It's starting to get a bit tiresome for me. I know that some of you guys as well, the views has dropped off, but there's still a lot of you guys that seem to enjoy it. But yeah, I'll probably end it. I'm thinking, yeah, there's probably less than a month. What episode? We're into episode 60 now. Well, this actually might be episode 60. Oh, sorry. Have I gone into your turf too much? Drive, drive, drive. No. Oh, we're going to have to do this ourselves. And then the worst thing is, I think that the silage, when you cover it up and you got all that working, it takes like 20, or no, I think it's 10 real time hours for it to, I don't know, whatever it does, for it to compact itself properly, and for you to make money on it. That's a bit unfortunate. Now with this, I'm gonna have to go on the other side, won't I? Or at least that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I wanted to start doing other games. Hopefully some of you guys will stay around instead of just wanting to watch Farming Simulator. There's a lot of games coming out, especially in the beginning. Of course, I'll be doing SimCity 5. Come on. That ain't good enough for you? Nope. Alright, I'm not gonna drop it off yet. Damn, this is taking us a while. It's hard work being a farmer. Very hard work. Okie dokes. Actually, I might go ahead and use my harvesters and cut the corn so we get the corn kernels. What do you guys think about that? Do we really need all this silage? It's actually not necessary to fill it up to 100%, the biogas plant. Because it can put the cover on it, I think, anytime after 20% of it is filled up. And after this, I think we'll be done to 20% at least. Whoa, sorry. Still got that last little section to do. I don't think all of them are full yet though either. Got that last one. And that's it, really. Alright, well that's good enough because the last one's always a pickle to try properly with. So let's go try and do this properly. One of these times we'll stuff it up really badly. I think I'll go and do this episode for an hour and a half because 2 hours is just ridiculous. My mouth is going to hurt so much, my jaws. God. All this talking. It's not very Christmas specially at all. But any excuse for longer episodes, right? None of this 90-minute walkthrough bullshit. Yeah, there's a couple of good PC games coming out, especially there's, I can't remember what it was called, but there's this game where you're, I think, a mech robot in space, and it's PC only, but boy oh boy does it look good. It looks so good. And of course it's PC only, which is great to support in companies like that. There aren't enough PC only games because, I don't know, I guess piracy is so large, but I've pirated Anno 2070 Deep Ocean. That is just because I bought the game, right? But the DRM on it, oh there we go, we're compacting it and then it goes down. Makes sense. But the DRM on some games is so atrocious. It is, because with Anno is published by Ubisoft. So hopefully you guys understand how bad the Anno DRM is, unless you actually have got Anno 2070. You pretty much need to be online all the time, so you just download the crack from any websites, Pirate Bay, whatever, and there you go, you can play the game offline. With all the features that they block when you play offline. It's just ridiculous. Like, they don't understand, like, I'm more than happy just to play a game if it's offline. If you can play it offline. None of this other crappy DRM. that they add onto it. There's some other games that I bought. What else did I buy? That screwed me over real good. It was a real-time strategy game, but it was an MMO. It had like MMO bits to it. It was like Nations, Commander of Nations or something. I don't know. It was some atrocious, well, it wasn't really an atrocious game. It seemed like it had potential, but just how bad it was in terms of customer support, and yeah, it sucked because I bought a game. Like, I buy games and then with the intention to do let's plays of them or videos on them, and then when you get hit with a non-disclosure agreement, like you literally pay for a game and then they hit you with a non-disclosure agreement before you install the game, and you can't get refunds. That sucks big balls. Yeah, I think it was Commander of Nations or something. But thankfully, I think the game company, something happens to the game company, and Green Man Gaming offered a refund. Thank God for that. Because I paid through PayPal, they only offered the refund after 60 days, and so their returns policy was if you want a refund and it's over 60 days and you've paid with PayPal, then unfortunately we'll have to give you store credit. So I've got spare money in store credit for Green Man Gaming, and I'm pretty sure I was watching another YouTuber called Cool18. He does pretty good let's plays with real-time strategy games primarily on his Green Man Gaming, because he lives in Canada. They were selling Steam, not Steam, but they were selling, sorry, selling SimCity, like the new one that's coming out. It's on sale. Well, it wasn't really on sale, but they were giving, well, they were selling it, but because they aren't officially allowed to do sales because EA wouldn't have allowed it, they were giving cashback offers, which is like a nifty way of getting around things like not being able to do sales. But yeah, in Australia, I checked my Green Man Gaming, and I guess it was region locked to only North America or something, because there was no option for me to pay for SimCity. And I'd much rather pay for it from a different distributor than whatever they call it, Origin. EA. Bunch of bastards. Just don't get it. Just the way I see game company, or gaming as a whole coming in now, is just being monopolized a lot more now. There's only a few big players in the whole industry, becoming worse and worse. I've been reading lately that Ubisoft is looking to acquire THQ. THQ make pretty decent games, but they've mismanaged their money, and there seemed to be a little bit of strife, and unfortunately it might mean that THQ might not exist anymore, at least as we know them right now, which makes me quite sad. So then there'll be like Ubisoft, EA, Activision, pretty much as the big three, and pretty much all the game companies are going to revolve around that, which is no good. And to think we've still got that other field. Wow, this is taking us a long, long time. I just really think the Chrome isn't as good as it was in 2011, because I'm almost 100% sure you can connect stuff to the back of it in 2011. Like a lot more stuff. Whatever, you can only connect 2 of these small trailers to the back of the cone, so it's not really worth it. I'd rather have a trailer train. Yeah, talking about PayPal, I get, like, with Machinima, you get paid through PayPal, so, and in US dollars. I got a lot of US dollars just waiting there in PayPal, because I don't want to put it into my bank account, because of the exchange rate. The Australian dollar seems to be doing really, really well. And it seems like it'll do really well for quite a while. Probably for another good 6 months at least. So I'd rather keep it in my PayPal. So I'm doing it tough right now. Because I got a lot of money in my PayPal. Just waiting for the exchange rate to drop down. At the moment, it's like $1.06 or something. $1.05. It's floating around there. And of course, PayPal take their own exorbitant prices for the exchange rate. So I'd much rather wait until the Australian dollar goes down. Hopefully, the US economy will improve. Because the Australian dollar is a pretty stable. It's not really stable. It's just a. It's not really risky at the moment. It's one of the most. The Australian economy is one of the best performing in the world. Still, if you ask me, if anyone's interested, personally, I believe that the property market is 20 to at least 20% overvalued to around 40%. That's all in Australia. In Sydney, which is pretty much the most populated city in all of Australia. Not the capital, but it is the most populated city. I'd say that houses are pretty unaffordable in Sydney, especially. I was looking at some charts previously, and compared to like house prices compared to income or salary. And back in the good old days, in like the 1960s, the ratio, look at it spin around, the amount that houses cost compared to your wage was like 2.6 times. So what that means is just you had to work 2.6 years at your current wage, at the mean wage or whatever, to earn a house, to earn an average house. Whereas now you have to work 8 times, or 8 years at the current salaries that people are getting, which is pretty ridiculous. Like, if you think about it, it's just crazy. It'd be so much easier to get a house 40 or 50 years ago now compared to what it is now. A lot of people staying with their parents, as am I. There's no shame in that, of course. Then again, I'm only 20, so it's pretty young. But a lot of people move out. I'd personally rather own an investment property and make some person pay off my mortgage instead of me moving out and then paying off a mortgage myself. But that's just me. Anyway, how much do we have left of this road? We've still got a lot. Wow. Okay. We're doing too much of this, don't you guys say? Way too much. Still got another half an hour. I'm really happy that with that first half hour. I'm surprised at how well I rented off. It wasn't really a rant, but hopefully we can have a nice civil discussion in the comments section. So that other corn hasn't really grown out. You know what? Actually, corn would be selling for quite a decent way. Should we check that? There we go. How much is corn selling for? Corn. Oh, corn's selling for pretty much the best. Well, it's selling at the best amount of money. What's that? That's some old crop. That's the old canola crop, isn't it? It sure would be. Let's see if we can get this working properly. Come on, are you going to spin your little arm around or not? Ah, they got to make it so difficult for me. Alright, now you can go. Put it on harvesting mode. Alright, mate, just choose your arm, choose your trailer, and off we go. And now I'll put the Courseplay mod on. I'll try to work it. You know what? Let's do it. Should we do it now? Let's do it now. So we right click, start course recording. So it seems like we are recording from there. Seems like there's little eggs that have been dropped off. Yeah, there's only like 2 starting eggs that drop off or whatever. I think they're waypoints. I'm not sure if you guys saw them, but they sort of look like that. The work light button, or the work light, sorry, just floating above when we started the course recording. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. If you haven't, then you probably think I'm talking about utter crap. Let's try to drive along the road sanely. Or as sanely as we can. Try not to crash. Yeah, this is another problem with the Courseplay mod, I'd assume. Oh. No. Is that cars get in the way, wouldn't they? They'd really get in the way. Such as the current time. Maybe we could have recorded something going off the cliff. Maybe that would have been smarter. Yeah, hopefully you will be watching this on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Hopefully many of you guys might have gotten this game. It'd be interesting to see if my views for the first part spike up. Because after all, one of the best things about having a Let's Play channel is seeing the spike in views when a game goes on Steam sale. I've done a Let's Play of a video game called Wargame European Escalation, and I've done a couple of videos on that lately. It's a nice spawning vehicle just then. But I've done a couple of videos of that game, especially lately, but of course everyone wants to see the first part of the walkthrough or a game, or a Let's Play, what have you, so they can have a good understanding of what the game actually is and see if they want to buy it. Jeez, I'm starting to lose my voice. But it's always funny to see my spike in views when that happens. Okay, so it's 36% fuel level. We'll probably get up to about 40 or so. Once we're done, probably even more. Let's try compacting it a bit. Oh, there's no free space at this place. And we are sort of semi-stuck. We might be able to reverse, no? You know what I'll do? I'll stop course recording. Now we have a stop sign just floating about, as you do. Let's do drive course. What's he gonna do? He's attempting to get out of here, but he's not going to. He's gonna fail. Let's do drive stop. Oh, well, that's another fail. Oh, there we go. At least we're able to do something here. Productive. Drop more of it off. It seems like there's a little bit more free space. Alright, so thankfully at least most of our trailers are all done. And see, oh, the problem is I can't queue. I can't get rid of or unattach any of these trailers. I'm gonna have to do all of this manually. Or maybe not manually, but do this. Where are we? Where are we? Where are these guys? Oh, this is the inn. All right, okay, I know where we are. Jeez, this is gonna be fun. All right, I think that's more than enough. Well, let's do all of them. That's enough for the silage. And what I might do is I might, because this is 42% filled up, that's quite a bit. What I'll do is I'll bring this mother trucker. No, I want to disattach both the Sega Duo and the Agritron trailer. Thankfully we can go off-roading with this vehicle. Or this tractor. And I'll compact it with him. I'm not sure if the vehicle actually makes a difference to how it compacts, but it should. We're also so close to the windmill. That'll be like the cherry on top of this episode. Okay, what could we sell? Maybe I should sell some machinery. That's a pretty cheap way to make money, but I'll take it. I'll take it for whatever it's worth. So I don't have any... Oh, wait, I do have props. Wait. $69,000 worth, or 69,000 sugar beets. That's not enough. That's close, but no cigar. That's just enough for a trailer, though. One of the Agritron trailers. So maybe I should have brought it with me now. Here we go. Time to have some fun. Yeah, it seemingly does speed up the compacting quite a bit. That's just IMO. Alright, so that's 72%. Let's try to finish it off now. Alright, last time. And then you guys will actually be able to see how the tarpaulin and stuff works, how this properly works. Okay, so now you press R to blanket silo. There we go. Now it's all blanketed, bit of tarpaulin or whatever they put on the top. And now we've got to wait until it ferments. And I'm pretty sure that that takes about 10 real-time hours. So whether you like it or not, or is it in-game? Oh, I'm not sure. It's confusing nonetheless. So what I'll do is, because he's not attached to anything, we can just cheat a little. Alright, okay. So I guess there were 2 trailers that weren't... Okay, well it's too late now to do anything about it. Thankfully this guy's got nothing out on the back. It's 6:01 AM. So we've worked through most of the morning. Most of the early morning. I guess we started at like... Wait, no, I sped up time when I fucking started. And of course we want the sugar beets. So we go under sugar beets, and I guess we haven't aligned properly. I think we have. That's no good. Try to do that again. If it doesn't work now, I'm not sure what's wrong. Yeah, now we're definitely under it. It doesn't have any crop in it as well, so what if I go over on this side a little bit more? No, alright, well, something's wrong with that. How are our sheep doing? That's going to be cheap $10,000, but that's still not good enough. What should I sell? Well, I'll go to the shop. We want to sell something good, of course. Let's go to owned. Should I maybe... no, not the Schliefer. A couple of the aggro liners? What do you guys say? This, the dual-purpose forage wagon. Loading and transporting grass, hay, straw, or chaff. And this only carries, see, 53,000 litres, so you can carry the silage. Because that's chaff. Well, it's not really silage yet, is it? It's chaff. When we do the corn stuff. Should I sell this? I think I should. Okay, okay. And let's sell this machine. Okay, this is all I wanted. This is what I wanted. I just sold the machines that we really didn't need. Let's see if I can see those little chicken eggs that I was talking about. Or there they are. Let's try to run out of this field. There they are. What the hell is that? I swear they're chicken eggs. It is a chicken egg. Okay. Time to buy a windmill. Fantastic. Where should we place it though? That is a good question. It is over here. It'd be in... No, it's not placeable mods. Placeable objects is what we want. Here we go. Wind energy converter. $1.2 million, $4,000 an hour. I just want to hear it. Does it even spin? It should spin. I heard something. I can sort of hear it, but it's not spinning. Okay. Alright. I love this view though. Should we place it up over here? Like up on a hill? I think this would be pretty much the perfect place. Unless you go place it out over here, where it's even higher, near the mill. But I wanted it somewhere where it'll be visible most of the time. So pretty much somewhere where... Over here? I would imagine this is a good place to find horseshoes, like using this little screen. Like if we went to the golf course. You know what? No, I think I'm going to go with that original placement over here. There we go. Ah, it does spin. Nice. Alright, we still got $44,000. And we can see from this... Oh, that is cool. That adds quite a bit of ambience to the map. Shall we say... How far away can we see it from? I guess... Nah, maybe we can see it there. No, I don't think we'll be able to see it there. Alright, anyway. Enough of that. How's our cell going? Okay, we're in the way. Sorry. No, whatever. They can do... we probably should do that right now, actually. Let's fold this up. I've had enough of that crone, at least for the time being. I want to do some other things. Now let's check out our new toilet. How should I do that? Yeah, go over here. Disattach this. No. There we go. We'll go over to the windmill. Jeez, it's a pretty big structure. I wonder if you could place it so it like collides with the telephone lines or the electricity lines. Can't hear any sounds. Or maybe. Yeah, you can slightly hear it. Nothing too pronounced. What if we climb it up? What does it say here? Anything? Well, hello. Excelsior 2011 Hyperwind MK2 Mark II. Okay, what are these steps here for? Anything? Is there a door? Oh. No, warning. Just a warning sign. Oh. What if we... Yeah, oh. Fell off that. That's no fun. Alright. Oh, another thing I'd love to do is go over to... Back to placeable objects. And let's buy a bee house because we can. And I'm pretty sure I have not bought one just yet. What I'll do is, supposedly, in the very first couple of episodes when we were doing those grass cutting missions in the golf course, there was a horseshoe that I missed. Let's see if we can spot it out through here. It was like in this one. There it is. There it is. It sort of glows. I think there it is. There. You might be able to see. I can't. Okay, I'll put my bee house right next to it. It's on the left, where the corner of the shadow is, on the bottom left. That's pretty good. You can actually spot out the horseshoes. But you pretty much have to know where it is, because it's pretty hard to see it. But still, better than nothing. So let's place the bee house. Where are we? This is... okay. We want to go this way. I'm pretty sure I built a bee house over here. I guess I didn't. What about over here? Nope. No. Alright. So let's place it there. Fantastic. Let's place another one. Now we'll be making the good cash money every couple of in-game hours. So we've got that. Let's drive over to the Beehouses. And probably the windmill probably would look good from all the way over there. On the other side, down that valley. Alright, so 2 bee houses should pay off quite well. Nowhere near as well as the windmill. And I think the windmill pays off for itself pretty much the quickest. Apart from the greenhouses, but greenhouses require work. And I don't like work. Homemade honey. See there, all the bees coming out. Okay, so it's pretty much like your stock standard shed. You can't come inside. But that is quite high textured compared to all the other signs that we've seen so far. Alright, that's enough of that. What else is there for us to do at the moment? I think we've sown... let's check out if we've sown this. Yep. So there ain't much to do. What I could do is... let's drive over to the... no. I just attached the wrong thing. I want the barrel to be attached to me. I just don't want the sower to be attached to me. Let's go to the golf course. I just want to check out that horseshoe. And then I'll save it. And we'll go to the main menu and I'll show you a couple of the achievements that I've gotten. I think some of you guys wanted to see that, so why not on this special episode? Might as well do different stuff. I love this though, like the trees, like an alleyway of trees. It's always the best. I think between the border between, I think it's Germany and Czech Republic, I'm pretty sure they've got a border together. But you can see on the German side, there's nice, maybe it's Czech Republic. No, I think it's Czech Republic and Germany. But on the German side, there's really nice, vibrant growing trees. They've all got leaves on them. And then like 2 meters further on, you see the Czech Republic side. And all of the trees have no leaves on them. They've all been diseased. It's kind of sad, really. Just like the difference between wealth and Czech Republic and yeah. Anyway, here is the horseshoe, which sometimes glows or shines at least. There we go. +1. Horseshoes are pretty much the most ridiculous things ever. Let's go out over here. I just want to explore. I'm pretty sure they just give us an invisible wall. Makes me quite sad. Alright, well, that's it for this episode. Let's save it. I'll abort game, and what I want to do is, let's go to career. I've played 89 hours here. Alright, that's enough of that. Achievements. I guess these are all the ones that I've achieved. Yep. Alright, so we've reached $1 million. I can't remember getting that. Okay. There is more than $5 million in your account. Are these really the ones that I've gotten? Or are the hidden ones that I haven't gotten? I think these ones aren't the ones that I've gotten. Your total driving distance has increased to over 1,000 kilometers. Yeah, I think these ones are the ones I don't have. Yep. Definitely these are the ones so these pictured ones are the ones that I got. You have harvested more than 100 hectares. You have sown more than 10. You have total area sown by you exceeds 100. Your wealth, okay, so what this is our accumulated wealth, like including our capital of fields that we own, I'd say, and tractors and all that. So, that is that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. This hour-and-a-half episode has lasted a lot longer than the previous one. It finished a lot better, I should say, than our previous attempt at an hour-and-a-half episode. Because the game crashed because the King Gigant, but thankfully we've uninstalled that. And also, I do have the mod in the description of the class harvester that so many of you guys wanted. Thankfully I found the link. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and if you are enjoying Christmas, then make sure you give this video a like. That's enough of you whoring for me.